Hello, everyone, and welcome to LabGab, a talk show about the virtual world of Second Life. I'm your host, Strawberry Linden. Today on our show, we have Chris Gore, the founder of the award-winning independent movie film site Film Threat. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Hey, Strawberry, thank you for having me. This is fun.
I'm so excited to have you, and we
Yeah.
have a lot planned for the show today. We're going to take a little tour of the Film Threat virtual cinema in Second Life at the end of the show, so make sure viewers stick around for that. But first, I have like a bunch of questions for you, Chris, because we really want to get to know you a little bit better. You have a pretty diverse background that includes everything from TV hosting with high-profile gigs, as well as radio, podcasting, and print jobs at major outlets. How did you get started in this industry? And of all your accomplishments, what do you personally consider a career highlight?
Oh, wow. Strawberry, first of all, thank you for that really thoughtful question. And you make me sound much more important than
You
I.
so are.
Well, I would say that what I sort of, I do have a diverse in terms of media. I've worked
Yeah.
on magazines, books, television shows, movies, podcasting, and live streaming. And I think I just have a thirst for, wanting to learn how to do something new. And I like to say that no one ever hired me. I just hired myself. And that's actually not true. I've been hired for a lot of jobs, but I always have a passion project on the side. And I'll confess to you that I'm a college dropout. I sort of took a look at my college future and I said, well, I can spend all this money and go into a great deal of debt, or I can buy a book on a topic that I'd like to conquer and read all those books. So oddly enough, I went to the campus of USC because that was the school that I wanted to attend, the USC Cinema School. And I looked at all the books that the students there were reading, and that's the school that George Lucas went to.
Oh,
George
wow.
Lucas, who made, of course, Star Wars, created Star Wars.
Hmm.
And I went and I looked at those books and I just bought as many as I could afford. And then I made a list of all those books. I said, I'm going to read. I can't afford to go to this college. USC is a very expensive school, University of Southern California, but I can read all of the same books that the students that go to that school read. So I bought all those books. I read those books and I took a look at, I was working 3 jobs in college and I dropped out and I bought a book on how to publish a magazine because at the
Wow.
time there were a lot of these sort of punk rock fanzines, right?
Hmm.
And I thought, well, God, there's not one about movies. There's ones about music and skateboarding and whatnot. And I thought I'll start a punk rock movie magazine, and that's where the name Film Threat just popped into my head. And having read that book about how to publish a magazine, that kind of taught me everything I needed to know. It was a trade publication that was a very expensive book at the time. And that sort of set me on that course. And then every other thing that I've done, I kind of figure out a process because I think you can break down any creative thing that you do into a process. And by that, I mean, for example, you don't sit down to write a book, right? You
Right.
don't write a book. What you do is you write a page. And
One
if you
page at a
can
time. Hmm.
exactly one page at
Yeah.
a time. So I figured out that like I usually spend about 6 months on an outline for a book. And then I generally, after that's done, I write the book in about a month. And
Hmm.
that's being disciplined. It's just writing between 1,000, 3,000 words a day. And if I do that for a month, I'll have 50 to 60,000 words. And that's the word count for an average book. So I really have just been curious and taught myself how to do all the things that I've done. And while I have worked, jobs and been hired for a lot of different jobs, I'm constantly hiring myself to do something that I'm passionate about.
That sounds, and that just totally shows that you are really self-taught and doing everything on your own. And actually goes into the next question that I had was about Film Threat. You're well known as the publisher and founder, and so could you actually tell us a little bit more about how Film Threat started, more about it after when it started out as a fanzine in print and before the internet and all that? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's I the name popped into my head, and
Yeah,
this was like in 1984. There was the Xerox fanzines were a big deal,
yeah,
and so it really just evolved from that Xerox fanzine to then a printed magazine, and then I actually sold the magazine to Larry Flint in 1991,
Right.
and he owned it.
Amazing.
He owned it for about 5 years, and then I got the
Wow.
rights back in the late 90s and turned it into a website. So, I mean, it's a very, very, uh, that's the short version of the story. There actually is a documentary that it's actually completed, but we're putting the finishing touches on it, and it should come out to festivals next year in 2022 or
Oh.
maybe early 2023. It's called Film Threat Sucks, and the documentary kind of goes through, how all of that occurred in great detail. But each of the phases of Film Threat, it was kind of a punk rock college fanzine that was founded at Wayne State University, and then went from that to a self-published magazine, and then the Larry Flint version, and then the website. The website, which I'm very proud of. It's we are an independent media outlet that covers independent film.
All right.
So we're not owned by a big company. It's myself and a group of 30 writers from all over the world, and we're always looking for new writers. So if you go to Film Threat and go to the bottom of the page and click contact, you can contact me, potentially be writing for us. But
Oh.
it's also a diverse group of writers, and by diverse I mean, just all across the spectrum, right? Like, and I also think it's important to point out that we're a politically agnostic media outlet, right? So we don't hold one political ideology for our outlet. We cover all types of films across the spectrum, everything from exploitation movies from Full Moon Entertainment like Corona Zombies, or to like feminist documentaries, to
You hit all the genres.
all the genres.
Yeah.
And then our writers are very diverse. We have feminist writers. We also have a Christian conservative writer who writes for us. So we really have a truly diverse group of writers contributing to Film Threat, writing about lots of different small independent films, from documentaries to short films to movies that play festivals, feature films, horror, indie sci-fi. It's I don't know of many outlets that cover as much of a variety of movies that we cover. We cover a lot of different ones, and what's funny is that the writer who's a New York feminist writer is really good friends with the Christian conservatives. So I love to see that like we all have like a really good
Working
sense of
together.
Yeah, we work
Yeah.
together, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I like that. I think that too much of our media is through one lens only, and I think that doesn't serve a lot of people. I think it's important to have diversity of views is very important. So I think if you read Film Threat on a daily basis, we post about 3 to 5 movie reviews daily. That's an average day, and then some days when we're covering a festival, it can be 10 or 20 reviews a day. But it's movies you would never hear about otherwise. So I'm really proud of where we're at with Film Threat, where we're able to be supportive to the indie film community and cover them, cover them on an equal footing with a movie like Dune, which just opened in theaters.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I love that you're supporting, and you're open to having writers come in and work for you. Like you said earlier, people can come in and apply or contact you guys if they're interested in writing.
Absolutely. Well, there's two things. If you're a filmmaker and you would like us to cover your movie, just go to filmthreat.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says submit, and you submit your film through
Amazing.
our submission form, and anyone can do it. It can be a YouTube video that's 3 minutes long. It doesn't matter. Submit your movie, and our reviewers will take a look at it. And then if you are interested in contacting us for whatever reason, we have a contact button at the bottom of the page too. And we're always looking for new writers. So
That's awesome.
putting that up.
I know we have such a crazy amount of talent in Second Life with our residents, so I'm sure some of them will be interested in this opportunity for sure. You mentioned the documentary Film Threat Sucks. I'm actually looking forward to watching it. Is there any ETA when it will be released and where people can watch it when it comes out?
Well, we're finishing up like some animation, there's color correction, sound, all that, sort of like the things when you're getting to the end of the process. It's been a doc that's been in the works for gosh, over a decade at this point, because it's an archival documentary set in the 90s about the rise and fall of the magazine. That's kind of the era that it focuses on the most, which was also kind of tracks the rise of independent film in the late 80s, early 90s. So it looks like we'll be submitting to festivals in the spring, so it could premiere as early as fall of 2022 or in 2023. There is a trailer online. If you look up Film Threat Sucks trailer, there was a teaser that was put out years ago that helped us, just helped garner interest in it. So
Awesome.
it will be out there. So if you just look up Film Threat Sucks, we just kind of put it out there. And it's the name kind of comes from the fact that like people were constantly telling me Film Threat sucked, but I never quit doing it. And I should say so. I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, but we're actually going to be I'm working on another documentary called Attack of the Doc. I may be jumping ahead, but I'll save it. There's something I really want to say about that.
Yeah, I'm going to actually ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're really excited too, actually. And this morning, Second Life and Film Threat just announced a partnership to establish a new virtual threat event space, which we're actually sitting at right now, to host upcoming screenings and filmmaker panels inside Second Life. So can you tell us more about this collaboration, and what is Film Threat doing with Second Life, and how can people participate?
Well, one, I have to really thank everyone at Second Life for all of this. Kronos, Brett, like their whole team has just like been so supportive and so amazing to put together. I mean, we're sitting in this space right now, but you really have to walk through it. It's mind-boggling how incredible it looks. I mean, I guess I could grab a beer if I was interested. It's a little early in the morning for me.
But we got our coffee.
But there's virtual beer around here. There's gift bags. So for every event that we'll be doing in Second Life, you'll get special digital exclusive gifts only available at that event. So t-shirts, badges,
fun.
Like all sorts of fun stuff. And I believe we're going to leave the ones for our Attack of the Doc event that we did in July. We're going to leave those out for anyone that wants to show up after our talk. We're going to open it up for people to tour, and you'll be able to take those. But basically, it's a way for us to do a couple things. One, connect with the Second Life community by showcasing really fascinating independent films that are worthy of your attention. And these are all small movies, I should say. They're smaller films that are not, on the top of the shelf, so to speak, like at your retail outlets or any remaining video stores, but they're ones that you need to know about. So we're kicking everything off with a horror comedy, which is perfect for Halloween, on October 28th with a movie called Corona Zombies.
I love that name.
It's so fun. Well, it's a parody in the style of What's Up, Tiger Lily, which is where you take like an old movie and you kind of repurpose footage from an older film and put it in a new film with dubbing and whatnot. And it was shot when the lockdown first happened.
Yeah, I heard that. And
in March of 2020.
A really short period of time it was created too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the filmmakers come on, including William Butler and the actors Cody Renee Cameron, and they'll be in Second Life at the event, by the way.
Fun.
So we'll be debuting a video where I host a panel discussion where they talk about the making of the movie, they talk about what inspired it, the writing process, how they made it. They turned this movie around and they had it done before the end of March. It was crazy. It was like they made the movie in like 2 weeks, the entire film.
Amazing.
So, and we'll show clips from it. And I will warn you, they're kind of gory. I mean, it is a horror film, but it is also kind of cheesy. It's a horror comedy. So it's going to be, we're going to have this fun conversation, and you'll be able to see clips from the movie. And then the filmmakers will be hanging out in Second Life. I will be there as well. And it'll be a lot of fun. So that kicks us off. And then we have some other films we're going to be discussing. In November, we're doing an event around a documentary called Insert Coin, which is a documentary about Williams Midway and the making of video games, classic video games like the Mortal Kombat series. And the creators of those games are going to be part of our discussion. And the filmmaker Joshua Sway is going to be there as well. And then for December, we're doing a Christmas themed event where we're going to be interviewing the filmmakers behind a documentary called I Am Santa Claus, which is
That
a
one looks so fun.
it's a documentary about people who dress as Santa Claus.
I love it.
So, and it's super fun. So we have our next 3 events planned out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be announcing more films that will be featuring in Second Life. It's just a way to give you a taste of the movie. All of these movies are available to see, but you're going to get exclusive footage, deleted scenes, and just, an inside look at the film, and then from the perspective of the filmmaker. So I hope that there's, one, you'll just be entertained, and 2, if you want to learn about independent film and potentially be inspired, this is your opportunity to connect directly with the filmmakers in Second Life.
It sounds like so much fun. So I do want to mention that these 3 movies will be on the 3rd Thursday of every month, October, November, December. And so Corona Zombies is on next week, Thursday, October 28th. I think the timing is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Is that correct? Pacific time?
Yeah.
So again, you can come and pick up the free gifts for the Corona Zombies and meet, like you said, you're going to be there, and other people that were involved with the film. Can you tell us? Yeah. Okay, great. So any of the Second Life residents can come at that time. We are actually at the location right now, and it is closed for the show. But right after Lab Gap finishes, you can come by and check out the location and pick up the free gifts for Attack the Doc. That actually, I wanted to ask you about that. You had a Kickstarter event back in July or in the summer. This isn't your first collaboration with Second Life, and you tested that out with the previous Kickstarter event. What was that about, and how did it go? And can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's Attack of the Doc is a documentary about the attack of the show, which was a show that started in 2005 on a network called G4 TV. It's a much beloved show that covered video games, pop culture, movies, comic books, and it ran for almost 8 years and had a huge cultural impact, and then was abruptly canceled. And so there are a lot of fans of that show. I was on the show for 8 years. I did a segment called DV Doomsday, and it's a documentary about the fandom around Attack of the Show, the culture and how it's changed, and an inside look at what it was like to work on the show. So I did a Kickstarter for the documentary, which was successful. And then, as a, we couldn't, this is so frustrating. Conventions across the world have been canceled, right?
Right, yeah.
Comic conventions. And initially we had promised our Kickstarter backers that we would do a presentation at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was canceled for a second year in a row. And I said, we can't, a second year in a row canceled for San Diego Comic-Con. And I didn't just want to do, people do those, effectively they're just Zoom calls, right? They'll do a Zoom call. And I thought, we have to do something more special than that, right?
More immersive.
Exactly. Like after a while, just the Second Life, the Zoom life is just not fun, and certainly nowhere near as fun as Second Life, so to speak.
For sure.
So I thought, well, what's a fun way we can present it? And it's so fitting with Attack of the Show, because Second Life started around the same time that Attack of the Show started, and became a thing, right? Like people doing videos in there and whatnot, and capturing things. So, and just getting creative with their avatars. So I thought, well, when the folks from Second Life approached me, I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity. We'll do our event in Second Life in a venue that's kind of like a Comic-Con hall.
Right.
And that's what the space that we're in right now is based on. It's based on San Diego Comic-Con, sort of mixed with a movie theater with a bar in the back. That was my addition. And then, not me personally, but I didn't do the work here. But that we just want to have like a fun space for people to get together and then also experience videos and interact. And so this was the people, we had about 300 of our Kickstarter backers show up to that. And then we opened it up to other people in Second Life to attend as well. And it ended up being really fun. I mean, I was just so surprised how many people attended. It was amazing, and how many people were chatting for hours. It was oh God, I can't tell you enough like how crazy fun it was. So we got so much praise from that. And one of the things we're doing, and I'm only saying this to the
Oh.
people watching this, right? This is a surprise, but we're actually going to be recreating some things for Attack of the Dock using Second Life, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so Second Life is actually going to be a part of Attack of the Dock. So we're really excited about that. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, Kronos and Brett. Like they'll tell me, they'll stop me from saying it. But
Looking forward to that. That sounds
yeah, so
exciting.
the documentary is going to include Second Life, which is just so
Nice.
organic because it was around at the same time that Attack of the Show was. It really like, and it's funny because so much has changed technologically speaking in 16 years. I mean
Yeah.
that seems like a short time, but oh my god, I think when I first started working at Attack of the Show, I had a razor, um, uh, I don't know if you remember those. Um, it was the razor phone, which was the thinnest phone at the
Yes.
time.
Yes, I remember those.
Yeah, I had one of those. And then a Moto Q, which I
Yeah.
loved, and a keyboard on it. And yeah, I mean, so much has changed, and it's the documentary will track all of that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm ecstatic that Second Life will be a part of the documentary. So it just made sense. And then, we discussed like, well, what can we do on a regular basis? And featuring these independent films just seemed like such a perfect venue.
Awesome. Really looking forward to that, especially the Second Life aspect of it. We have a question that came into our YouTube channel that I thought would be interesting to ask. There are a lot of our residents create film and machinima using Second Life. One of them is asking, will Film Threat be implementing Second Life machinima in any
Oh,
of
that's
their?
a great idea. That's
Yeah.
first of all, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that. And when you say will we, I hadn't thought about it until this person asked this question.
Sweet.
So thank you for the question. But it sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going that direction. I mean, certainly we're going to be utilizing that for Attack of the Dock. Is
Yeah.
gonna have that aspect, right? But yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. But it seems like a perfectly organic thing, and yeah, I want to do it.
That sounds awesome because people here are so talented. We have writers and they're creating these wonderful machinimas. There was one that won an award at a festival last year, so I would be really happy to see Film Threat picking that up too. So I just have one final question, and then hopefully Dion and Kronos can take us on a little bit of a quick tour of the place. What is next for you and for Film Threat? Are there any other cool collaborations or projects in the works that you want to share with us?
Well, we have on our own YouTube channel. I interview filmmakers every week. Today, actually, I just have posted an interview with Tom Savini, the makeup artist, stuntman. He was in From Dusk Till Dawn, the original Dawn of the Dead, directed by George Romero. He's an innovator. He's the director of the Night of the Living Dead remake with Patricia Tallman and Tony Todd. So our big thing is our YouTube channel and featuring filmmakers there, and then hopefully bringing a lot of those filmmakers into Second Life. We're going to be making more films. So we have Attack of the Dock and Film Threat Sucks. We have other planned projects down the road that it's a little too early to talk about, but those are the ones that are upcoming in the next year or so. And then just sort of expanding what we do. I mean, what we do on our YouTube channel is sort of one space, right? Like, so
Yeah.
we'll do watch parties on a regular basis, and we do reviews and the traditional things that you would see on a YouTube channel. But collaborating with Second Life is an opportunity to expand that even further, right? To
Yeah.
take it into the real virtual world, so to speak. I just think I've become so tired, and I think a lot of us have, of Zoom and doing everything on Zoom, or you know uh, you know
Zoom fatigue is real for sure. Yeah.
oh, it is so real, and
Yeah.
I'm just so like, I miss, and look, if we can't get together face to face, Second Life is just, I every time I've entered the space, it's just been such a blast. it's
Yeah.
it's just more immersive, more, I mean, I had such a blast because the whole team from Attack of the Dock, we were there that day
Mm.
for that panel, and we were just, I mean, I was eating chicken wings, right? And and having beers at the bar, and people were taking selfies and
Yeah.
then posting them. They were posting them on social media. I think we started a hashtag Film Threat Second Life or
Oh.
whatnot, and
Yeah.
I think we posted a bunch of pictures on the Attack of the Dock social media. If you look up, it's just Attack of the Dock on Instagram, and Twitter. So people were actually taking pictures with me in Second Life, like we were at a convention together. And I think that's the thing, after years of not being able to go to San Diego Comic-Con in real life, Second Life just provided this opportunity to, do what we had planned to do, but do it in a fun environment.
For sure.
So
Absolutely.
it just we were like on a high after the whole thing because it was so fun. I mean, 300 people, and
Yeah.
being able to interact, and we had a video presentation that we put together just for that event, and then being able to chat with everyone after. It was just I can't even express it, especially after like being cooped up with Zoom. There's something so I don't know. I feel like there's something that is more connective in this space.
For sure. We can use our avatars to express ourselves. We can pretty much do everything that we can do in the physical world. And we can fly here. So
Yeah,
and
and I
speaking
love
of go
yeah,
on.
and I love the variety of avatars. You don't
Yes.
even have you don't even have to be human.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, I love it.
Absolutely. So speaking of amazing spaces, Kronos and Dion are here, and they are going to take us on a little tour. I hope you can stay with us a little bit longer, Chris. I know you have to go
Sure,
soon,
I'll
but
stick around.
yeah. So Kronos, Dion, are you guys there? I'm going to stand. So Chris, if you hit the stand button in Second Life, we're going to stand up,
Sure, cool. Let's
and
do it.
we're going to walk around with them. Let me see. Kronos, Dion, are you guys here?
Yes,
Sure are.
hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Chris, say strawberry.
Hey, what's happening?
Hello.
So you guys are well. First, why don't you guys introduce yourselves real quick? I know you guys are the ones that worked on this project. So tell us more about what you guys did here.
Yeah, so I'm Kronos. I've been a mole for nearly 2 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and I work in content creation. So I make a lot of the mesh models and textures that you see um, on the region.
Great.
And
And Dion?
I am Dion. I've been a mole for a year now, and I work on mostly special projects with Kronos, and one of those projects is, of course, Film Thread.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually focus more on the decoration side.
Awesome. So people in YouTube chat are asking if they can visit. Yes, you can absolutely visit. I'm sorry we closed the region right now for the show, but we're going to open it up right after the show. So Cronus and Dion, why don't you show us around? I know there's some things that people can come see right now. Where are we standing right now? Can you tell
Yeah,
us?
I actually want to start by saying that Chris has been so much fun to work with.
Oh,
He's so
Oh, thanks.
you're so excited and passionate about the projects that it's really infectious. And having meetings with you, going through the project and what needs to be done, and hearing your ideas. It's really made the team so excited to work on the project.
oh.
So the past projects we've done with you have been a lot of fun, and we're super excited for the ones in the future.
That's so great to say. You guys have been amazing. Everything has just been beyond my expectations. So I'm just ecstatic, and I'm just noticing all the Halloween themed decorations here. This is so great.
Yeah,
I'm camming
Dion's
at
been
the.
busy.
I'm camming on the bar that you were talking about. That you, it was your request, I think, Chris. You said.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
So
we actually have two bars.
okay.
So we have a Chris bar downstairs and one upstairs, and they are both dedicated to Chris.
Oh,
Aw.
thank you.
So I'm
That's
gonna
great.
cam out a little bit. And why don't you guys tell me? I don't know. Where do you want to begin, Kronos or Dion?
Yeah, so it is a four-way region crossing. So we did that to deal with load balance, but also to give it kind of a larger feel to the building. So we've used some custom content. So I have made some things for the project, along with Jester Mole has also made a few things, and Binky Mole also made some things for the regions. But we have also used some content that has been made by residents in Second Life. So, for example, you'll see a lot of the Halloween decor, the food and drink, and the buildings and stuff outside. We thought it would be really nice to kind of bring in that collaborative effort, really, of what needed custom making, and what we can do to get residents involved with their incredible content, because they make things that,
Yeah.
well, one, we don't have time to make them, and two, that it's just so fantastic, their skills.
I'm loving the
So-
food trucks.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
Really giving a vibe of the going Comic-Con or something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I remember going to Comic-Con a couple of years ago, and you would always see a road of food trucks outside the con. It's like a convention staple, really. So we needed to bring some of that into it.
Great. And I'm just camming. Sorry. I see some gifts out here. I'm gonna cam into the little tents. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the gifts, Dion?
So those gifts that are currently out here are from Attack of the Dog. They are, I would say, special gifts made for that event. So the shirts that are in there have like the Attack of the Dog logo, and of course you can get the Attack of the Dog figure that Binky made, and there's a few other things in the swag bag.
And that's
Of course,
free, the
we will-
swag bag, right?
Yes, the
Yay.
swag bag is free. Of course, we will have new shirts and a new gift for Corona Zombies once that event goes live next week.
Yes. And to add to that, we have actually upgraded the gifts, so they are not just small, medium, and large anymore. We do have
Yay.
T-shirts now that are for different bodies in Second Life.
Yay.
So
I can
yeah.
actually wear them too. Okay, awesome. And they're going to be only available at the event during that time next Thursday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or will they be available after that too?
Ooh, they might be. We might leave them out a little bit longer, but try and grab them at the event.
Okay, awesome. And let's see what else. Where do you want to? This area is where there's two screens, I believe, where the film will be played.
Right. This is the downstairs screening area, so to say,
Yeah.
where we hold the events-related screening. Perhaps we can also use the upstairs one. It kind of depends on the event and what we want to do and what we think is the best, I guess, depending on the audience that are coming in during that day. But there's two screening sections.
Okay.
And yeah, down here you have a lot of seating area, of course, with foods, drinks, and the swag bags, and of course the bar that Chris wanted.
Yeah, we decided to go with the downstairs area for this one because it's a little bit darker and it kind of gives a little bit more of a theater vibe, whereas the one upstairs is a little bit lighter. You know, you've got a very pretty view of the regions.
It's
But-
beautiful. It really feels like I'm in a theater setting. I love the work. I know, Chris, this is what you were talking about, how you loved the way they created this. Oh, I think we've
Yeah.
lost Chris.
Yeah,
Are you
I
there?
think.
Oh, okay.
I'm on our other. I somehow I went exploring and I think I fell off the map. I don't know what happened,
You're
but
fine.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
still here.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
great. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I was saying that it's really a great theater feel that's going on, and I love it. And I'm since it's a four region setup, we can really accommodate. I think up to 200 residents at a time. Is that what you were? what do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
think?
being on AWS now, we can actually host more people, which is fantastic.
Awesome, so much fun. This is so great, you guys. I really appreciate you telling us a little bit more about the location, and thank you so much, Chris. Chris, it was so much fun talking to you, getting to know you and your work a little bit better.
Thank you, Strawberry. Like you've been an amazing host.
Oh,
I really didn't know what to expect, right? like I did this talk show and it's in Second Life, and what, you can do that? So
you
yeah,
can do that. We've been doing a lot of talk shows in Second Life. I think it's a great way to introduce different events and residents to the community as well. So yeah, I'm pretty laid back host. I don't know. What do you think, Kronos?
I think you're great, and I would definitely come back. And I just want to thank Dion and Kronos just for putting so much effort and work into this. They've done a great job, and I just want to encourage anyone watching this or listening, however you're getting this, just come and join us on Thursdays in Second Life for our events. It's really going to be special and fun, and just a place to kind of celebrate and discover, smaller indie movies that are worth your attention. And
Sorry. Is there anything else you wanted to say to the viewers, Chris, before we sign off here?
Thank you. I'll see you on October 28th, 11 a.m. Pacific time to 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 11 a.m. Pacific time, which would be, I mean, look, Second Life is a global thing, so you'll have to figure that out. But I'm really excited about it, and to get this out into the world, and just thank you everyone watching, and please join us on the 28th. It's going to be a fun Halloween celebration.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait. And if you look in the description of the YouTube video, you'll find links to Film Threat. You can check out their link tree and check out their YouTube channel. And we also have the destination link for Film Threat Virtual Cinema in Second Life. Come on down. Dion, Kronos, you guys, I know you guys are working on some other projects as well. I think we're still streaming. So if you want to kind of briefly talk about that, or I don't know.
Ooh, we have some exciting stuff coming, but we're not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, I was trying to get some dirt out of you.
Oh, it's never going to work. You always try that. We do have the Zenoscope Halloween region.
Okay.
That special pop-up event has opened today. So there's some Halloween themed goodies there, and there's a gift for people to grab.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah, not allowed to talk about anything else.
Okay. That's fine.
No,
Thank you guys.
I kind of want to add one more thing though,
Sure, yeah.
because of course Chris talks about mostly Cronus and me working on this project with Few of the Lindens, but I kind of want to also take this time to credit the other moles that helped us. Those are Grumpy, Binky, Jester, and we had the help of Constantine Linden and Brett Linden.
Real
So
team
I
effort
kinda
for
want to-
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I kind of want to give them the credit as well.
Well, thank you so much. That was great. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to keep an eye on the Second Life community blogs for future announcements about LabGab. And remember to stay safe and stay virtual. Bye, everyone.
Bye.